Run DT.
Stand by.
Stand by with info.
Hello, yes. Yes, that's right. I can confirm now that the crew will be going to Moscow on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
This is BFBS2, the second network of British Forces Broadcasting Service, transmitting via satellite to stations in Germany, Cyprus, Gibraltar, and
An organisation in Buckinghamshire is aiming to bring a smile to British troops in the war zone. There's no shortage of recorded entertainment for the troops, including a couple of mobile cinemas in the depths of the desert.
Sir Harry Seacombe is one of the many entertainers who've been dispatched to the Gulf to keep up the
A Victorian mansion set in Buckinghamshire Parkland is an unlikely setting for a dynamic company operating worldwide, providing entertainment, information, education and training support for Britain's armed forces wherever they serve. But from SSVC's Chalfont headquarters each day, equipment, films, tapes, radio and television programs are distributed around the world. SSVC keeps people in touch. In one way or another, SSVC is with them, providing essential elements of the service's complex morale, welfare and training infrastructure. From the jungles of Belize to the savage cold of the Arctic and to ships at sea. Educational tapes and children's programs are broadcast live on SSVC television and BFBS radio, or recorded and copied at Chalfont for distribution to service schools around the globe.
And there'll be further news updates today.
In Germany, television's master control at Rheindahlen supervises the transmission of programs across BAOR through the world's longest terrestrial transmitter chain. 45 transmitters spanning northwest Europe.
The 1 o'clock news.
SSVC's broadcasting philosophy is straightforward. It's all about keeping the audience in touch, maintaining contact, telling serving personnel and their families what's going on.
Good evening. After months of preparation and training, the Allies' 4,000...
BFBS, the radio division of SSVC.
Across the world, BFBS Radio, communicating, informing and entertaining, brings stars and personalities to the studio.
Richard. Sue Lawley is my
And Harry Seacombe.
is without a doubt the voice of Wimbledon. You're listening to BFBS2.
BFBS2, distributed by satellite to Germany, Cyprus and Gibraltar, is a speech-orientated service of news, drama, features and documentaries. A planned alternative to the pop and bustle of BFBS1. Every day at the BFBS London studios, programmes are recorded and copies sent to BFBS radio stations around the world. Again, including ships at sea.
Good afternoon, you're listening to BFBS, the British Forces Broadcasting Service.
It's that keeping in touch concept in action, adding an extra entertaining and informative dimension to service life.
Now it's time for the sports news.
The hourly news summaries, broadcast by satellite to audiences from Brunei to the Falklands, from Gibraltar to Hong Kong, are part of a rich mixture of BFBS programs, whose presenters are familiar names. Reactive, involved, caring. This is community broadcasting at its best.
He's driver Craig Johnson, and just tell him that I miss him and I love him so much, I'm gonna pop.
Instead of spending hours on the Autobahn, which is non-productive time, we can actually pop round. And of course that has a great spin-off benefit in that you get to know what's going on in the community. And you get the instant feedback that BFBS knows in places like Gibraltar and Cyprus and the Falklands, where you live very close to the community. And you know what they want, and therefore you've got a better chance of providing it.
It's this sense of involvement, that caring philosophy that drives SSVC in all its roles.
You're listening to BFBS.
Broadcasting is probably the most obvious manifestation of that involvement. Serving in the armed forces can be a lonely, dangerous job, and hearing a friendly, familiar radio voice, cheerful music, and news from home makes things a little easier, perhaps. In Saudi Arabia, a cargo container became the headquarters of BFBS Desert Radio. The British Forces commander and his troops thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Radio's good for the lads. They always put a lot of information on. BFBS is much better.
Keeping in touch. And in Hong Kong, radio broadcasting in 2 languages, English and Nepali for the Gurkha troops based there. SSVC shops. Selling top-quality electronic goods at duty-free prices generate profits which are given to service welfare funds. And across the world, there's a chain of videotape libraries and cinemas making the best in movie entertainment accessible and available. For remote garrisons and stations, SSVC also organises live entertainment.
This is the 2 Irish fellas jumping on a hedgehog once. Said, "What you doing, Murphy?" He said, "I'm trying to get the conkers out."
The shows, always featuring pretty girls, bright music and plenty of laughter, are especially popular in the Falklands, Belize and Northern Ireland, taking a little of the pressure out of service life.
Speed, turn, rolling,
SSVC is one of the world's biggest producers of documentary and training films, dealing with an astonishing spectrum of topics, from training aircrew to security. Many have won major international awards. Much of their success derives from their technical inventiveness, style, and humour.
Look before you bonk. Come here, you know.
Foreign language versions of many SSVC training films are produced for sale to friendly foreign powers. Among SSVC's most important productions are historical documentaries used in training at staff colleges, where the lessons of past campaigns are used to teach the tactics of the future.
Stand by, Colonel, please.
Hitler rallied and struck back.
They call for meticulous research and presentation. The films become important historical documents in their own right. It's that same attention to detail, research and planning, plus an immense pride in the quality of the finished product, that also characterizes corporate video departments' productions for industrial and commercial organizations. The subjects range from communication to calculation,
which tries to turn the blades to find the pitch. The centrifugal twisting moment.
And there's a lot of fun at the TV studios too. After all, if you're 5 years old, getting your birthday mentioned on SSVC television is, to put it mildly, quite an ego trip. Almost like being a pop star, perhaps. But always informing and communicating. Telling people what's happening. Keeping them in touch with the world and home.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Seen There. Once again, I'll be looking at Britain through the eyes of our regional television programmes. And for the first time...
SSVC is one of the largest audio-visual maintenance and repair organisations in the United Kingdom. Engineers ensure that the vast range of complex equipment used worldwide in training is kept serviceable. Production centres, language laboratories, video recorders, closed-circuit television security installations to control entry into defence establishments or provide surveillance of specialist close-quarter battle training areas. maintaining medical and dental equipment in Germany. Even the cameras used by parachutists are part of SSVC's responsibilities. And even in this age of high technology, over 5,000 cine projectors are still in use, and servicemen and women are trained in projection techniques by the SSVC. SSVC expertise went into the development of the battle group tactical trainers and indoor firing ranges with adapted projectors and advanced widescreen film targets. TET, Technology Enhanced Training, is one of SSVC's most important ventures. It's the application of high technology in training. Interactive video, enabling the student to learn at his or her own pace. Specialist programs offer training in driving, in accountancy, management, and interviewing techniques, even typing and office procedures. If it's a lecture theatre you want, SSVC consultants will advise on the best configuration and install the latest audio-visual systems. That's a service also used by overseas and UK government departments. SSVC is the official buying agency for all audio-visual equipment and software used in training. Stores held at Chalfont and Minden on behalf of the Royal Navy, Army and RAF units around the world come under computerized distribution and control, handling 300,000 items each year. There's a lot more to SSVC than meets the eye. It's a self-supporting registered charity, donating its surpluses to service welfare funds. It's a world of live television and international radio. It's a world of award-winning training films and documentaries. Of live entertainment. It's a world of advanced technology, of engineering innovation and maintenance, of design, ideas and inventiveness. It's a world of multilingual cinemas, of shops and home entertainment. It's all underpinned by SSVC's spirit of service. Perhaps you'll understand why we're rather proud of it all.